Chapter 8. A Very Peculiar Puzzle. "You're in. Now hurry up and find that sarcophagus," said Sanja's voice in my ear. Frankie's eyes glowed brighter as we stepped into the cold of the tomb. Inside, I saw 3 small doors, one on the left, one on the right, and one straight ahead. Each door had 1, 2, or 3 lines carved into it. It was very dark, even though the main door remained open. I pulled my pajama sleeves down and shivered. I would like to say it was just the cold, but I think it was more of a freaked out shiver. I looked around the cramped hall for any hieroglyphic writing, but there was nothing on the walls. Then I screwed the lid back on Frankie's flashlight and pointed him up at the ceiling. "Hang on, there's something up here. I'll tilt my head right back so you can read it," I said. "The first opens the second, and the second opens the third, but the first will open to no one until the final note is heard," translated Pradeep. "I think the riddle relates to a musical scale." "That's easy," I said. I closed my eyes and started to sing into the flashlight like it was a microphone. "La la la, ooh baby, ooh." "Stop!" Pradeep, Mark, and Sanj screamed in my ear. I opened my eyes. Rows of sharp wooden spikes were sticking out from the walls all around me. "Your singing is literally lethal," Sanj snapped. I could hear Feng in the background purring evilly. "The room must be booby-trapped," Pradeep gasped. "If you sing a wrong note, the spikes come out. The right notes must open the doors." I touched my finger to the wooden spike nearest me, and it crumbled into dust. "Phew," I sighed. "At least the spikes are too ancient to actually get me." "You are wasting our time," Mark shouted down the microphone. Okay, I said. "I can whistle way better than I can sing. I'll try that." Slowly and carefully, I started to whistle a scale. As I hit the first note, the door with 2 lines carved into it creaked open. "It's working!" "Keep going," Pradeep said. As I whistled the second note, the door with 3 lines slid to one side. Only 1 door to go. I puckered my lips and whistled through the 3rd, 4th, and 5th notes. Nothing. I tried the 6th and 7th notes. Zip. Finally, I made my loudest whistle yet for the 8th and final note of the scale. Frankie was peeking out from behind his fins, so the room had gone very dark. Then I saw it. The final door, the one with just 1 line carved into it, was opening. I shone Frankie's flashlight towards the movement, and "Bugs!" I shrieked in a voice so high that I'm pretty sure every dog within a 2-mile radius heard me. It was not one of my proudest moments. I threw myself back against the wall, turning most of the remaining spikes to dust as thousands of beetles scuttled past my feet. "What's going on?" Sanj shouted. "Look down so we can see." I shook my head so fast it must have made Pradeep feel queasy. "There were bugs, hundreds of them. I hate bugs." "Tom, try to look down at them," Pradeep said calmly. I tilted my head down and shone Frankie's flashlight at the moving floor, just as a breakaway team started crawling up my sneakers. "They're scarab beetles," Pradeep said. "They're not dangerous." I lifted my head to look at the doorway that the bugs were pouring from. There seemed to be a steep stone staircase just through the door. "I think that's the door you have to go through, Tom," Pradeep whispered. "Why does it have to be the bug door?" I whimpered. "There are 2 perfectly good, bug-free doors I could go through." "Well," said Pradeep, "I know it's this door because there's a big arrow painted on the floor just inside the doorway with hieroglyphics that say, 'Sarcophagus this way.'" I tried to force myself to step over the bugs, but it felt as if my feet were frozen to the spot. "I can't get past them, Frankie," I whispered. Frankie shook his head and shot me a look that was a combination of, "I can't believe you are this scared of a few bugs," and "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." With a shaking hand, I unscrewed the flashlight lid. Frankie poked out his head, nodded, and then flung himself onto the bug-covered floor.